We're back. We're here on Town Talk. We're actually here with one of my favorite people, Mary Tiano. We appreciate you coming on the show, Mary. How you been?
Great, Joe. How are you?
Good. I've been very good. So
Here, let me play with it.
we're having technical mic difficulties on Town Talk. We have Mary here. She's going to talk a little bit about Chelmsford League of Women Voters. Is that true?
Yes, I am. We're very excited. On Wednesday, March 22nd, at the police station training room, we're going to be hosting our candidates night. We'll be seeing Ken at the candidates night, as well as all the other candidates for townwide office. The way we run the evening from 7 to 7:30 is meet and greet with the candidates, and the league provides coffee and water and desserts. Then 7:30 to 9:30 is the program. We have Ellen Hardy from Westford as our moderator. She's wonderful. She's been doing it for years. We're glad she's still available because she retired as town moderator over in Westford this past year. So we're glad she's still open to do our candidates night.
That's awesome.
And Chelmsford TeleMedia will be airing it live and re-airing it several times before the election. So it's a great opportunity for live, as well as catching it up if you don't get to go out. And anyone that may not be able to attend, if they have a question for a candidate or any of the panels, contested is Planning Board, School Committee, and Selectmen this year. We're inviting people to email their question to our member Cheryl Boss, and her email is CHRYLBSS@gmail.com. So Cheryl Boss without the vowels, apparently. Also, this year, this is a new thing we're doing. Anyone interested in the league and wants to see how we do things, want to meet some of the members, and maybe they want to become a little more active in their democracy. On Monday, March 13th, from 7 to 9 at the police station training room, we're having we're planning the event, and we're also forming our questions. So at the event, the league has questions. And then audience have questions. Either people in attendance can put them on an index card or people can send them via email. And then the press have questions. So they can come and the moderator allows the press to ask questions of each of the panels. So this year, if anyone in the community wants to learn more about the league, come on over. You'll see how we do our question formation. You can have some good coffee and snacks as well. I don't know, get more civically active. Because the league is, it's a position-based, it's an issue-based organization. We're nonpartisan. We never support or are against a candidate or a political party. It's all issue-driven. And to make a position on an issue, it goes through several steps. We study the issue. We have a caucus over it. There's research. Then there's consensus. So until all those steps happen, and it's by each league, and then it goes to the state, and many times the positions are nationwide, then it all gets put together. It's not, oh, I feel this way today, and you just make some outlandish comment. It's very well thought out and goes through many, many steps. And when it's made, people can stand behind it. And if you were to look it up online, it's like an 87-page book. And it tells you why. It tells you the issue, the history of it, what our position is, and why. And a lot of people over the last several months have been saying, why? Go take advantage of that. It's free. lwv.org.
lwv.org. I have to say, and I know that Sam Polton and Brian Latina and Doug Hauser are going to be upset by this, but the League of Women Voters is really one of the most well-run debates out of all the debates that happen in Chelmsford. I feel that way because having run as a candidate, it really is one of the most unbiased, really just straightforward debates that you have, and it is well attended.
Thank you, Joe. That means a lot. We all take it very seriously. You can be any party you want, but when you put your league hat on, you're a league member. So there's no, nothing partisan. And for example, our question formation part, if anyone is supporting a candidate or has a very close tie to a candidate, that member does not attend that evening because you don't want any of the questions that come from the league to be seen as slanted or favoring or against anyone. We take that very, very seriously. I have sat out multiple evenings on the question formation because of friends running for offices, people I've been supporting, or issues personally I am for or against. So when you put your league hat on, it's your duty, and no one gets a pass on that because it means too much. I mean, look at our history. We have people like Liz Marshall, Walter and Carol Clevin. We had Linda Fall. You know, these people that went ahead of us, and they're all different parties, got along wonderfully, wonderful people, because it's issue-based.
That's actually one of the great things I think about Chelmsford is that people do come together. It really is a nonpartisan race that people really, put party politics aside and say, what is best for the town? What are the issues that are really facing the town? And that doesn't really become an issue, which I think has been really a good thing for Chelmsford. And I think also it's evident in the fact that you guys have, a moderator that comes out of Westford. The person has really no ties to Chelmsford, so the questions are, usually pretty fair and balanced, and the counter responses are usually pretty fair as well.
We put a lot into that, and plus Ellen's great. We've had other moderators before; they're all great, but Ellen is honestly, she's the best, and she's so knowledgeable. She may not know the exact instance of what's happening in Chelmsford, but she has such a broad-based knowledge. She can pull it in, tie it together. She has an understanding of, on the state side, what the overall laws are, and that only helps because sometimes the questions that come in aren't totally clear. So she'll pose the question, and then she'll add some of her background knowledge of, is this a law, is this a bylaw, is this a charter issue? And then it's helpful also to the candidates to understand, what is the true question here and how they're going to address it.
I just think the debates in general are one of the greatest platforms because you have candidates that have, real issues and concerns and things that they would like to get out to the general population. The general population may not have, questions because they're not thinking about things going on every day, but here are people that have knowledge of what's going on within the system, formulating questions that provide, good responses that help people really measure whether a candidate is really fit to serve in a particular office. And that goes from selectmen, school committee, planning board, and any other position that may be, contested in that particular year. And I think you've probably seen in prior years, that those debates make and break people just from the very questions that get formulated. So
one thing that ends up standing out, not every election, but some of them, some of the elections where you had 7 candidates going for the 1 or 2 seats, you see, have they done their homework, right? If you ask questions like, oh yeah, it's all great, and then you hear somebody else give the history of the problem, why they think the way they do or what they're against, you say, okay, well, this person has been doing their homework, and this person is just kind of going along with it. I mean, it's not I guess it is a popularity contest, but when your tax dollars are on the line and the services you receive or are no longer receiving are on the line, I mean, it all matters, and people need to inform themselves and get out to these things, these meet and greets.
I've been pretty active in my, short career here in Chelmsford, but I've learned one thing. You're never going to be on the same side of every issue of every person. So when you watch these debates, I think it's important to have an objective opinion as to really more how does somebody create their opinion or formulate their opinion and what their thought process is going into it. Because it's hard to align 100% with any one person that may be, on a debate stage. So, what's their demeanor? How do they approach people? What's their character like? What's their background like? There's so many factors, I think, that go into it. And great platform, get people out there. As we're in this stage of, people that want to be active. I'm on Facebook. I have a lot of friends that are my age. They're saying, oh, what can I do? This would probably be a really great platform for them to really get involved in, I would think.
The League of Women Voters welcomes men and women. I mean, we're not just for women only. It's men and women. We still have Tom Fall. He's still a member. Like we said, we lost Walter, who was wonderful, wonderful guy. But we're mostly women. And we did pick up a new member, which for us that's huge. It's like 10% increase in our membership. So she bumped me as being the youngest gal in the group. So, but she's lovely. Her name is Darcy, and she's like a marketing guru. So she's taking over some of our publication stuff, which is terrific. We would love to do more programming. We used to have our legislative forum where, like in January, we'd have the reps come in and the senator. And the last few times we did that, it got a little bit hectic because of the five reps and senators, like 1 or 2 could come because they were held up in Boston, and then it was tough to do the planning for it when there's only so few people. I mean, even if we picked up 4 or 5 new members, it's very inexpensive. I think we're paying the same dues we paid. It's like $55, and share the work, and we could actually do a lot more. Like we do the voting drives at the high school, which that's amazing. You go with a big pot of candy, and people sign up to vote. And you see the kids' faces, and they're just lit up like I'm an adult now. I can go vote. It's great.
One of the problems is technology because, like for instance, Town Talk, you can get all the content from Town Talk on the internet. You can get it on Facebook, whatever it may be. So you don't necessarily have to be part of our live studio audience that's here clapping and cheering every week. Same with the League of Women Voters debates. It's important to actually go to the actual debate because you get to see the candidates live, get to shake their hand before the event, get to shake their hand after the event, get to ask them secondary and third follow-up questions, and more importantly, when people in Chelmsford go to those debates, it provides a level of interest that says, okay, if I'm a senator from the 3rd Middlesex District, or I'm Tom Golden, or I'm Jim Marciero, I'm going to make the time and actually go there versus just blowing off Chelmsford and saying that this isn't really that important to me. I have an event. I might be the senator of the 3rd Middlesex District, so I'm not going to come. So that I think that's important to our democracy, to getting answers for questions people have. We have a lot of projects at the state level that I think people want to see pushed. So it's interesting.
And it's just a great way to educate yourself, right? Just we have folks that come and help at the debate, at the candidates' night, that aren't members, but they see us bustling around like, oh, I'll do that for you. Come be a member. We have a dinner in the winter, like we just had it in January. Then usually at the June time frame, we'll have like a little summer meeting because not a lot goes on over the summer, and pushing the food. But food is a great way to get people together.
Now you've been an active mom, so it's really tough balancing all things, right? You've got kids running around. You're trying to go to these events. How does an active volunteer make time to really do these things when you're trying to also do all the kids' activities and things that go along with it?
For us, the planning, it's probably once a month from January, February, March, with the end of February and beginning of March, another couple of meetings. So like we're having this planning meeting here. But the folks we've had have done it for so long now. It's, everyone, okay, I'm bringing this, you're bringing that. We'll set this up. We call VLU, we get the Chelmsford TeleMedia. I mean, we send out information for the newspapers to publicize it. So in that respect, we had to become efficient because there are only so many days in the week and people involved. We'd love to expand it. What is the saying? If you want to get a job done, give it to a busy person. That's what all these women are. Busy people, but this is important to them.
Unbelievable delegators and managers of people.
I like that, though.
Little people.
That.
Well, I'm hoping, in all honesty, that we can get more young people involved in the process. That doesn't mean that you have to run for public office. Doesn't mean that you have to, spend thousands of hours. Pick something manageable like League of Women Voters, where your voice actually could make a huge difference. I think in the process. It's great organization. It's been around a long time now, hasn't it?
And this is our 60th year in Chelmsford.
Wow.
And then nationwide it started in 1920. So,
and sometimes you think about the fact that, you have these freedoms, you have all this stuff, but that wasn't always the case, and you had to fight for it. And here you are today. So you want to make sure that, you know, things stay, and I'm sure that that was really a lot of the microcosm for where it is today, right?
It's funny, during the Women's March, you know, you saw all the footage and the pictures. They had 3 women dressed up in the 1920s garb with their Votes for Women sashes on, and I thought that was tremendous. I thought that was great. Like, they had the little parasols and everything. I thought that was hysterical. Loved it.
Everybody's got their thing. I'm Irish, need not apply.
Yeah, well, me too. I got my green on. I'm ready
Yes,
for
I like that. I like that. Smart.
All right, let's. I almost forgot. Let's give everybody the date of the debate and get them all there.
Wednesday, March 22nd. Come 7 to 7:30 for some coffee and some snacks. 7:30 to 9:30 is the program. Get us your questions in advance if you can't attend. If you're around on Monday, March 17th, come see us in action and help us formulate some questions. And come and you can give us your questions live if you can attend. We'd love it.
And so we have 2 people for selectmen. You've got Kenneth Lefebvre, you've got Bob Joyce, you've got 3 people from school committee. You've got Al Thomas, Dennis King, and Colleen Marino, right?
Right.
And then we have
Look at you. Very
5
good.
people for planning board.
Can he do it?
I could do Mike Reisbeck, Nancy Arroway, Tim Shanahan, I believe. I'm going.
No, you're good. You got most
all
of
right,
them.
well,
I'm
we got
impressed.
3, you know,
That was
3
good.
out of 5, so that's pretty good.
William,
One of the candidates, we actually did have town talk, so.
Yes,
that
I
actually-
should know I was here. I'm not good with names.
Well, you know, it's hard running for public office. I've been there. You know, it's really a taxing run. So, you know, people should definitely give people the time, listen to what they have to say. Nothing bothers me more than the day of the election and they say, I know nothing about that person. You know, go on their website and learn more about, you know, the candidates. So, till next time, Town Talk.
thank you very much.